In the Mussar groups, we're beginning the midah of Savlanut. First, we have to define it because the Hebrew word Savlanut is not what we're dealing with. In Alei Shur, in Rabbi Wolbe's the Vaad that he gave on midos, he has a section that's called Kas and Savlanut, anger and Savlanut. Savlanut is acceptance. Anger is an unwillingness to accept a situation. And when we speak of kas, we generally mean reacting to that. So he points out, anger management is not the midah. The midah is not to be internally angry, but learn not to express it. It may be necessary so long as one is still an angry person. But anger management, while you'll lose fewer friends, you're still going to make a mess of yourself. No, allowing yourself to boil internally and not express it is problematic on its own. If one does feel real anger, but has gotten to the point where he's ready to control it and not hurt others and not make a fool of himself in front of others, but with time it's just going to build because it wasn't expressed. I would even suggest that he locks himself in a room and bang on the walls. But that's not the goal. The goal is not anger management. The mitzvah of halachta b'drachav, to follow in the ways of Hashem, which the Rambam counts as the mitzvah of tikkun hamidos, it does not include anger management. It's living life where nothing will get you angry. Now you may ask, and he does deal with that in Alei Shur as well, does that mean that we believe that everything is to be accepted? I mean, the liberal idea of tolerance, which is that everyone has the right to say whatever they want to, believe in whatever they want to. There's no need to defend what you believe in. Don't we, as Torah Jews, know that there's absolute right and wrong? And then when people state things that are false, we don't accept that. Is acceptance the right term? And the answer is yes. We're dealing with an emotional state. Yes, there is right and wrong. And we do believe that you've got to voice the fact that something is wrong if you believe that there's somebody home at the other side. But what generally gets us angry when we hear something that we don't believe in is because we feel intimidated. It's almost a personal attack. that emotional unwillingness to accept, which basically expresses itself in anger, that has no place. As Mesilas Yesharim puts it, there are times that you have to express anger for people to understand the seriousness of what they're doing, but it should be superficial. Kas haponim v'lo kas halev. So what is this midah? It's to be able to tolerate a lot. Hashem tolerates a lot of injustice. He tolerates us. B'holachta b'drachav. In Alei Shur, he brings this. It's such a classic. In Torah Devorah, he makes the point of how Hashem, he's the one that gives us, he provides the energy for everything we do. He gives us the energy to rebel against him. He continues to give life. Life, take care of us, provide our needs, despite the fact that we spit in his face. Whether the issue is ideological, or the issue is personal, we have to learn to calm down. Not be hurt. Not lose it. But going further. The majority of our negative interactions are based on the fact that we are irritated by things that are meaningless and are either a matter of taste or culture. Most of what goes on, most of the negative dynamic within any group, be it with roommates, be it with a charusa, be it in a family, is that people are intimidated by one another, by one another's mannerisms. This is total nonsense. There's no substance to any objections on that basis. No one's telling you that you've got to be like them. But there's absolutely no justification in being critical of other people's tastes. We all know the Israeli expression, tam vareach ein litvakeach, when it comes to taste and smell. There's no sense arguing. There's nothing to argue about. It's a matter of taste. We know that. But deep down, everyone believes that their tastes are objectively right. Let's be honest. The world has become a little smaller with regard to taste. It's a little more of a melting pot. But still, most Ashkenazim think that Sephardim burned their tongues. They're a bunch of masochists. Sephardim scorn the Ashkenazi gefilte fish, which is what they call all Ashkenazi dishes. Deep down, everyone believes their tastes are right. We know that's ridiculous. This is true of tastes and food. This is true of mannerisms. Then I'll touch upon the untouchable. Westerners here look down at Israelis for their lack of manners. It's almost like you say the word Israeli, that's avak lashon hara. You mean something negative. You got to get past that. You got to hear what they say about us. And the more you think about it, they may even be right. They say the Westerners are plastic. They're superficial. They're so busy with their manners, but they hate. When someone's in trouble, they disappear. Although the most popular sport in Israel is to argue, people are there for one another. People that totally disagree, that call each other names, that shout. When someone's in trouble, everyone's there. It doesn't make a difference where you're coming from. Very much like one of the discussions on Shabbos. Israelis are good. They're not interested in being nice. They're interested in being good. Manners are about being nice. I like manners. They're dear to us. But understand that we're not dealing with objective right and wrong. We're dealing with culture. So I don't know if the place to start is learning to understand people of a totally different culture. That may be a little more difficult. You've got to start with people that you're close to. And be honest with yourself. Make a list of the things that irritate you about them. whether or not you ever express it. But you know that inside there are things that irritate you. Make a list. And then start working on that. This week's assignment would be, again, it's based on Alei Shur. Make a list of a few particular, whether it's people, situations with those people, where inside you are irritated. Where you've got to control yourself not to say the wrong thing. Sometimes you're successful, sometimes you're not. Your body language certainly exhibits the fact that you are irritated. And then first sit down with yourself. Make sure you reason with yourself. This is ridiculous. A, there may not be anything objectively wrong with what this person is doing. B, even if there is, what does that have to do with me? Or better yet, my irritation does nothing to serve me. Being irritable doesn't make you a more happy person. And then practice and chart yourself in those specific situations with those specific people. In not allowing yourself to be irritated by them. And chart yourself. You start with this. I am sure that everyone's got their list. And that's just to begin with. As we continue to work on it, it's going to grow. But this is the way to start. For the sake of one's own midos, for the sake of being like Hashem, and for the sake of being a happier human being, and a bigger one. Define certain people, certain situations, choose them, and for this coming week, you're going to become aware of it. And in each situation, you're going to make an effort to not be affected emotionally by what they say, what they do, by their body language. You may have to take a deep breath. But from then on, smile. But for real, if you put it on, it won't last. There's a limit to how long you can squelch your feelings. So this is the first assignment. As in the case of every other midah, as you advance in perfecting, you are going to see how your quality of life is enhanced and in a big way. So, good luck, get on with it for your own sake. And for the mitzvah of Allah to be more like Hashem.